Good evening everybody, welcome to the Racers Driving League Season 13 for round number 8 of the Championship, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Apologies for the brief technical interlude we had to witness there. Everything's all sorted now, getting underway with qualifying, which during the session is about the halfway stage as it stands. It's Ericsson currently on pole position for Ferrari, Tail over in second place, and Zach Sherman third for Aston Martin. It's very different to the top three you've maybe expecting. Of course, you could have been expecting one of the championship leaders in the Alpine to have been particularly dominant so far this season. Alpine running right to the top of the Constructors' Championship with 210 points to AlphaTauri's 115. They're almost 100 points clear of the Italians in second place. And in terms of the Drivers' Championship, it's still Salve Lando that shows the way after Monaco. But Salve Blaze with the victory last time out has closed in that gap now down to 20 points. It's within one race victory as it currently stands. So that gap could potentially close even more should we see Blaze have another good race tonight as opposed to his teammate. Of course, the two Alpines, of course, went for the title last season in the Alfa Romeo and Alfa Tauri respectively. Both on the same team. You don't expect for these two to be going at it at the very top of the championship as both look to add to their already very impressive championship tally. Of course, Salve Blaze with 4 championships to his name. Salve Lando with 3, but looking to tie that record this season, defend his RDL championship. As Ericsson crosses the line, the current provisional pole sitter as it stands, going down into turn number 1. We'll run on board from here. So only gone to that left-hander turn 1. There's a short run to the 50-metre board, braking for turn 2. Decent exit now, open at the DRS, charging down, back straight down towards turn number 3. The left-hander at the end of this straight. There's one of the Aston Martins there. Good for him to be backing out. I believe that was Sniper Hunter. Otherwise, Zach Sherman I don't think would have backed out considering he's going for pole position here. Ericsson then. Decent start to the lap so far. He's going towards that first sector split. It's a 34.935, which is just under a tenth up on his previous effort. And now making his way down towards the castle section here, keeping it nice and smooth. Over the curb a little bit, but gets away with it. Heading to the car, so you've got to get this absolutely inch perfect. He does so, making his way through. Very, very good run here. It's a bit wide off that last corner, but he's only put a tyre over, so he gets away with it. Yellow flag, sector 1. That's one of the Haas cars, I believe, down there. Of course, Alex is already out of the session. That could have maybe PJ Khaled. Indeed, it was. However, it doesn't look like he's got any damage for the minute. Anyway, back to Ericsson's lap now. He's just about to reach the split. He's still just under a tenth up. So it'll be very minor improvements should he finish this off in the last sector. Expect him to only really go a tenth up as it stands. Making his way now through the last corner in the blood red Ferrari, charging down towards that line to mark the end of his lap. Now what will it be on the timing sheets? Will he light them up once again with another pole position time? Over the line he goes, and he does. 139.684, just over a tenth better. A tenth can be crucial in qualifying. Shea Oliver's invalidated his current lap, so he's not got much hope here. Zach Sherman's just finished the first sector. Excuse me, no, I was looking at his first time. He's coming through to complete his first sector now. Let's see what he can do here. Could he pose a threat to Ericsson? Not quite. 1.2 seconds down in the first of these 3 sectors of the lap. So he's got a bit of work to do here then if he wants a chance at pole position with just under 6 minutes to go. The two Alpha Tauris, BJ and the C110P fan in 4th and 5th at the moment. And it's Ethan in 6th, Alvar 7th, Landlord down 8th here. So the championship leader not potentially up to his usual standards compared to how he likes to hold himself, which is commonly at the front of the order. Let's see what he can do down this main straight here. He could have a very good chance of potentially claiming the top spot here in qualifying towards the line. He does so. He goes by almost 3 tenths faster there over Ericsson. So Landon now in pole position, and that's not what Salve Blazer wants. He's coming through to start his at his first lap now. So coming through to turn number 2, nice and smooth here. Yes, he's got a bit of work to do. They're only 19th in the order. And he needs to at least set a valid lap, but it's very tight, especially for the top 6 places, all of them whom are within a half a second of each other as it stands. C110P fan, the lowest time 1 minute 40s, 1 minute 40.9. As I say that, Sniper Hunter then goes 7th fastest, and Pope's retired from the session. I think that may have been in the pit lane. He's been in the Discord. He's been voicing struggles with the game as a whole. So today may not be his day. It's unfortunate for a driver of his talent. Sammy Blaze now making his way down towards the second sector split, about halfway through the sector as it stands. And now into the left. We're very careful to keep out the wall, which he almost has done completely. A minor graze, should be okay. 1 minute 15.025 is this time at the end of the second sector. It's under 4 minutes to go now. And as it stands, it's Landlord on pole. Blaze can looking to try and change that here. He's got a 20-point deficit to claw back tonight if he can. Claw back as maximum points in the championship. He's coming down towards the line. Let's see what he can pull off. Towards the finish. And he goes even faster than Landlord by almost half a second. 1 minute, the first driver into 1 minute 38. And that was a brilliant lap from Sammy Blaze. I'm glad we saw the majority of that lap. It's provisional pole now. And it's the front row lockout for the Alpine drivers. And C1TP fan has gone into third place as well. So Ericsson's in pole position time for me arrived in the lobby. Now being shunted down the order very, very quickly. He's down to P4 now. Majority of the drivers now in the pits with 3 minutes to go. I assume we'll be seeing a lot of them come out for their last runs. Here's Ferguson and McLaren making his way to the last corners now. Just to finish his out lap and start his next time run. I assume he's already made it. He's already made at least one run, maybe two. He's the first out going on them last runs. And we should start seeing a mass exodus of cars from the pit lane. We've got very nice green barriers there in the way, or whatever that was. Only that may have been the board over the top of the pit lane. Now Fergus could potentially get a nice tow of his teammate here, Che Oliver. This could pay off. Both of them always moving to the same side. That could have been costly. But Fergus may have been really helped out by his teammate, and around he goes. And any tow that Che Oliver's given him, now virtually useless. Fergus around, throttling damage, and I dare say that's his qualifying over. So very unfortunate for Fergus there, who's looking like he's going to go down without a valid time actually being set. I say valid. Again, unfortunate for him. He'll bounce back. Let's hope. So as I said, the majority of drivers now gone their outlaps now. Rango's Landlord there. He's going to get the car turned. That's a very nice pirouette. So it's gotten away with things there. He's away now down the straight. Within the closing, nearing the closing minute of this qualifying session, it's still anyone's pole position to play for. But if drivers want to be competing for pole, they need to get that and get it now. As I believe we just saw a spinner there. Now it's Paris Q32 who briefly lost his car. JB now at the session. I believe he may have retired. I'm not sure where he's retired. I believe he was retired in turn 2. But as Paris comes through to start what will be his final timed run. So into the last minute, as I say, of qualifying. Still cars in the pits here. Blaze, no doubt satisfied with what he's done for the minute. However, Landlord could potentially still challenge him on those fresh soft tyres. Saw Che Oliver has gone around the looks of things, so he's overshot himself at turn 1. Blaze retires in the pit lane. He's calling it a day. Nothing more he can do except hope that Landlord and the drivers behind don't close in, become also drivers to set 1 minute 38 times. If what I just said there makes any sense at all. Keep an eye on Landlord here. It's very crucial as to what he does. He's going to be the main challenger pole position. He lost it. He got a bit scrolly there out of turn 2. He has to be very careful. Final 10 seconds of qualifying. Will Courtney Goblin make it to the line in time? I think he's going to miss out. Oh, he has just missed out. That's very unfortunate. He'll start last for the race for the looks of things. You've got to feel for Courtney there. And I'll keep an eye on Landlord here. A lot of drivers yet to come to the line. C110P fans finished. Next car through is an Aston Martin. That'd be Zach Sherman, who was third earlier. Now down to P7. But he's almost 2 tenths up on his previous effort. That could put him potentially on the outside of the second row. If he can gain a couple more tenths in this final sector. Yellow flags is behind him, and I believe that was one of the Red Bulls. That may have been Paris again. Zach Sherman now towards the line. What can he do for Aston Martin? Crosses it. P5. So not too bad. Here comes Ericsson now. Looking for potentially a spot on the front row if he can get a couple more tenths down this main straight. And towards the line. Stays fourth. Next car's coming behind him. I see the McLaren of Fergus there. He crossed the line. That was Lionel going across as well. And he's improved, but it's not quite enough. Which I assume should mean that Salve Blaze will take away pole position for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Unless Lucky Lambert, no, he can't do anything about it. He's long gone. And Kurt's over the line now too. So there it is. In a briefly short qualifying just compared to what we used to due to the technical difficulties, is Salve Blaze on pole. With the best opportunity to maximise points from today's Grand Prix to close down that 20-point deficit over the championship leader. Simonton P-Fan third in the championship, starts third. Ericsson fourth. Zach Sherman fifth, great qualifying for him. Challover sixth. Lucky Lambert seventh. BJ Van Leeuwen eighth. Sniper Hunter ninth, and Alvar rounds at the top 10. Then behind them, Ethan Ed 11th. JB 12th. PJ Calloway 13th. Paris P14th. Curtis P15th. Wardy 16th. Pope 17th. Fergus 18th. He set a lap in the end. And both Alex and Courtney Goblin failed to set a lap. They'll start on the back row for the race. We're back into the matter of minutes for the start. Alright, welcome back everybody to the Racist Driving League Season 13, round number 8 of the championship, the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Based on qualifying, or at least what we saw of qualifying, which was completely my fault. It should be a very, very exciting Grand Prix, as it always is here in Baku. I'm very much looking forward to this one. 20 points separate the two Alpine teammates, Salve Landlord and Salve Blaze, at the top of the championship. As about to get started now for the formation lap. But could that gap be closed even more with Blaze on pole position and Landlord second? The runs turn one very short. Landlord needs to get off the line brilliantly in order to stand a chance. And Alpine almost 100 points clear in the Constructors' Championship after the first 7 rounds. We're hoping to increase that gap to over 100 after tonight's race, if they can. So it should be a very exciting one indeed. So here we go.
The formation lap gets underway and every driver will be looking to settle in for the race ahead, making sure that their car is ready for the battle once the lights go out.
So here we go, the two Alpines lead the pack through for the formation lap. Blaze first, Landlord second, and C110P fan third, Ericsson fourth, and Zach Sherman rounds out your top 5. The majority of all of the top 10 starting on mediums today.
So as all the cars take their positions on the grid, the teams will be hoping their strategies pay off for them in today's race. But the question I'm asking is which teams have got it right, which ones have got it horribly wrong?
So they come now towards the line, and arguably the most tasty battle here will be the 2 Alpine cars down into turn 1. Who will get the jump? Will someone behind them try and make a move? C110P fan, he's okay he's good on the starts. I won't put it past him. Who will make something happen on the opening lap and over the course of the race here in Azerbaijan? Here we go now to 5 red lights for the Azerbaijan Grand Prix. Round number 8 of the championship. Lights out, foot to the floor, go, 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 go. Decent getaway there from Landlord as they charge down towards turn number 1. He's already got the jump on his teammate who goes on the inside, around the outside there. Blaze holds on to the lead, just about off the start there. C110P fan still third. Zach Sherman's jumped up to 4th here. He's going to try and make a move around the Alpha Tower if he can in this next straight. Because the 2 Alpines have gotten away brilliantly here, nice and clean. Looks like everyone's got away okay in the back as well. So Blaze leads then, Landlord in second. He's very close to the back of his teammates. They make their way through turn 3. Oh, a bit loose there for the second Alpine as they make their way down to turn 4. Yellow flag already. Who's that for? Oh, and that's a huge mess at the exit of turn number 3. It looks like it's Alvo's blocking the majority of the lane. Sherlock has got a penalty for a 5-second collision. Might this be called for a restart? I'm not 100% sure. It looks like we've already got a safety car by the looks of things. Yes, there it is. A safety car already out. And this start immediately cut short. From what I'm seeing in the chat, there's no sign of any sort of restart. So it looks like everyone will be able to keep going. Actually, as I said, there's been a call. There's been a call for a red flag. I'll keep you updated. As of right now, Blaze got away very nicely. Landlord second, Fan in third. Zach Sherman gained 1 place at the start. Lucky Lambert gained 2. Both of them gained a place at the expense of Ericsson. And JB's retired from the session. I think that is a surefire sign that we will be having a lobby restart. Right, there it is then. Red flag's been confirmed down in the chat, so we'll be going to a brief intermission here. And we should be back with you shortly for the second attempt at the start. Alright, welcome back everybody. We're getting ready now for the second start of the night after, of course, the first one went a bit pear-shaped for some of the drivers in the back. For those of you who are just joining us, welcome. If you're new around here, do make sure to subscribe for more Races Driving League coverage. Of course, it's a very entertaining start last time round. Not unsure if we'll get a formation back this time, but we should be getting ready to go in just a moment of time. So looking forward to this one, what should be a very, very entertaining Grand Prix, as it always is here in Azerbaijan. There's the two Alpine cars on the front row. Salve Blaze in pole position. Salve Landlord alongside him. 20 points separating the two in the championship, but it's in Landlord's favour at this point in time. So could Blaze potentially get that gap down? Should he win the race, he will close the gap by a minimum of 7 points, depending on where Landlord finishes. So we got another closing seconds before the start of the race again. I'm not sure if we'll do a formation lap again. If the last car is now ready up, I'll have a race on our hands. Here we go then, the formation lap getting underway.
Right then, the formation lap gets underway here on the streets of Baku. I suspect the drivers today will be very mindful of that narrow uphill section of the Old Town Wall. It requires pinpoint accuracy and perhaps more crucially, courage.
So the two Alpines to say lead them away for the formation lap. Blaze first, Landlord second, C1 Tim P fan for AlphaTauri third, Ericsson fourth and Zach Sherman in fifth.
We're almost ready to start the race as the cars take their positions on the grid, with the drivers and teams making their final preparations.
Here they come now towards the line. Again, what's been the most interesting thing is the run down to turn 1, which the Alpine cars will emerge in the first corner with the edge and race lead, more importantly. Or could potentially one of the two drivers behind in the second row, C1 Tim P fan, or potentially Ericsson in fourth. Could either one of them snatch a higher place, go to the first corner? Or could Zach Sherman stay about it in fifth place? But now it's time to find out. 5 red lights for round number 8, the second attempt at round number 8 in the Races Driving League Season 13. Here in Azerbaijan, it's lights out, foot to the floor, and for the second time we are underway. It's some brilliant getaway from Landlord here as they charge towards turn number 1. Looks like he's already got a drop on Blaze, who goes around the outside here looking for the good traction. Oh, and there goes a spin in the back, and that is Ericsson, whose race has already come apart just like that. He's got no damage on the car, so it's okay there. Blaze around the outside there, holding on to the top spot for the time being. Zach Sherman in second place, already on the safety car, and there's been another contact here, and that's Alex, who's completely lost his front wing. We've gone even less. We've gone even less into the race this time before the safety car has been deployed. I didn't quite catch what's happened. Connie Goblin the 5-second penalty already for ignoring the yellow flags. Blaze again, similar to last time. Landlord got the better jump off the line. The Blaze with the traction around the outside at turn 1 has managed to come away with the lead. And Zach Sherman's gained 2 places there in the ensuing chaos, and Ericsson's of course lost 15. Well, the green flag's now back out, so it must have been only a virtual safety car. And we're now back to racing again. Alex there's got a lot of work to do here. He's at the back of the pack. He'll only lose time around a street circuit. Having a front wing is crucial. Up front, the two Alpine leaders looking to get away as quickly as they can. And Zach Sherman trailing them in there in third place for Aston Martin. It's only his second season in the Races Driving League, and he's done a brilliant job here. There's Chad over there in 6th place, of course, one of the new boys this season. Well, actually, I'm not sure if he's a new boy because he's one of the ones from, well, I assume PC. He's got the EA logo there, not quite sure. Blaze leads the first lap. We've got a spin in the back, and that's Fergus in the McLaren who's got himself turned around. I think Paris T32 may have also gotten a piece of that. Both cars were over what looks to be no damage. We've got JB and Ethan in the pit lanes. They may have been what brought up the virtual safety car potential. Not quite sure. Both cars in here. No, it's just a routine tyre change for both of them for the looks of things. This will allow Paris and Fergus to get back closer to the back of the pack. Warning into the pit lane for a front wing change. And a set of soft tyres going to the car. Everyone in the top 10 started on mediums. Ericsson now back up to 14th and just behind his teammate. After the disaster was his first corner. So we're looking to find a way around the C110P fan here. It would be the smartest choice to go for it into the castle section. So there you go. Look how much of a gap the two Alpine cars have brought out already. It's 2.8 seconds back to Zach Sherman in third place from Salve Landlord. He's about 7 tenths behind his teammate Blaze. The gap of the championship coming down to just 13 points now. Well, actually make that 12. Thanks to Blaze currently holding the fastest lap. But Landlord's been in the tow of his teammate for almost the entire lap. So with DRS he should be able to claim fastest lap. Or maybe even the race lead with it as well. Towards the line. No, Blaze still fastest. And looks like JB may have had a brief spin of some kind. DRS now being enabled. And Blaze will have it. Sorry, Landlord will have it on the run to turn 3. And it could be crucial. He's using his battery as well. Blaze conserving his for the minute. You can see the other Alpine closing in. But it won't be enough as they get down to turn 3 for the third time in this race. More cars into the pit lane here. Alvar in. Sniper Hunter in. Ericsson for a front wing change. And a fresh set of soft tyres. Some drivers going to softs early on in this race. Potentially banking on an early safety car. Given the amount of carnage that has been caused already in the first couple of laps of this race. So Blaze leads then. He's increased that gap a little bit more now. It's almost a second. So further back to the field, see what's going on. Curtis Shepard right there behind Tashby Pope in the Alfa Romeo. Curtis holding the last points paying place, and it's Courtney Goldman in 11th place, and it's another 9 back to Ethan. So the back of the pack has really split up an awful lot. Only 3 laps into this thing, and there's already a vast split between each of the cars in the order. The largest train arguably will win the one led by Zach Sherman. But you could argue that he's getting away and Lucky Lambert's in control of that one for Alfa Romeo. The AlphaTauri C110P fan looking to go for that 4th spot as they charge back down the main straight. As Blaze once again sets the fastest lap. Lando, even with DRS, isn't quite as quick as his teammate. Fan with no chance into turn 1 at passing Lucky Lambert for the time being. He's only just within DRS range of Zach Sherman. So lap 4 then, of course, already been a very exciting Grand Prix start. Plenty of carnage in the opening laps. However, at this point I feel I may need a safety car to essentially bunch everyone up. Zach Sherman now leading that pack even more now. With Lucky Lambert closing that gap to just about half a second as it stands. Yellow flag in sector 2, and who is that for? So it looks like we missed that. Not 100% who that could have been. I can see everyone's really gotten away with things nicely. The Alpine's now expanding that. Well, Blaze now 5 seconds clear of Landlord. The yellow flag may have been for him there. All of a sudden, Blaze with an even bigger lead. This is looking like more like Monaco, as we saw last week when Blaze started to pull away. He pulled the gap of almost 40 seconds come the end of the Grand Prix. He's really pushing the limit here so far. It looks like he's got a lot lower fuel in the car, so it might have to allow some fuel saving, but that depends on him having that lead that he's built. But you could argue it's already been gifted to him. If that was Lambert who's made a mistake, not the best of looks for the championship leader. Lucky Lambert closing on Zach Sherman. Shouldn't be enough to go from him to turn 1. He has to go very audacious to even have a chance. So he stays in line for the minute. It's a 4-car train, and BJ Van Leeuwen not too far behind, still just about within DRS range of the McLaren of Cheryl over in front. Zach Sherman trying to break the toe, moving to the left-hand side of the track. Lucky Lambert right there all over him. He's getting very close there. He's almost locked up a little bit there. And only just kept it on the road, on the racing line, and kept C110P fan behind him, most crucially. Oliver looking around, trying to take away P4. Excuse me, trying to take P5. Apologies if we're not showing too much of the rest of the package. Alex now looks to the inside of Sniper hunting the Aston Martin into turn 3. That's a very clean move there from the Haas. He's got the job done. His next target being Ericsson. The Ferrari's also on soft tyres, but his softs are a lap fresher than Alex's. The back three, JB, Paris 32 and Fergus, all on hard tyres. The majority of drivers, like they've already made a stop. The bottom 9 have made their first pit stops to the race. Lucky Lambert now right on the back of Zach Sheldon. He's already looking to the outside. Without the DRS, he might be able to get him here. He's using that battery's advantage as they fly down the main straight. Lucky has to move over here. He gets in front, and C110P fans will get him the action as well. Down towards turn 1. Is he clear? Yes, not yet. Squeezed Zach Sherman very nicely indeed there. Nice and fair. Zach Sherman still on the outside. And now he's let Oliver in. So this battle now raging on while Lucky Lambert tries to get away from C110P fan, who's now claimed 4th place. And Zach Sherman defending from the 2 cars behind him. There goes Oliver around the outside, going into turn 3 as he gets the job done. It'll be on the inside line on the run down towards turn number 4 now. Late on the brakes and gets the power down. Zach Sherman still in there, but now he backs out of it. Move Oliver up to P5, move Zach Sherman down to 6th. PJ Van Leeuwen now. Right there. He'll be the next driver to try and get past Zach Sherman. Blaze now almost with 6 seconds to his name, and Ericsson's out of the race. And there's been a coming together between Alex and Ericsson, and a safety car has been deployed. That's a nasty looking shunt for the driver who, as we arrived in this lobby, was on provisional pole. It's gone from falling back to 4th to now being out of the Grand Prix. The second retirement as Paris T32 also out. He's just retired, and Blaze won't be too happy. He gets 6 laps in. He's now lost that 6.5 second advantage. He's going to come into the pits though, so there's an opportunity for strategy. Now, will the 2 Alpines try and double stack? Because that's the crucial thing about being arguably the 2 best drivers in terms of form in the title battle, driving for the same team. And they might just get away with it. Yes, they will. The Alpine team ready. There's a brief stop and not quite set up. Just about got away with it. Landlord not held up. He should regain 2nd place. PJ Khaled stayed out. The only car, or at least in the position to move up, has stayed out on the racetrack. So he's up into 2nd place now. He'll be the one driver on track who's still yet to make a stop in this Grand Prix. So is this for track position? He's on a set of hard tyres. I'd say a fresh set of hards. He's been on them since the race started, as expected. Landlord now down to 4th. He's lost out to Lucky Lambert in the pit lane. This race getting better and better for the Alfa Romeo drivers as it stands. BJ Van Leeuwen is in 5th. Charles was passing Zach Sherman, and C110P fan may have made a mistake of some kind there. He's lost some place under the safety car. Iwardi and Alex both out the pit lane. Alex with a front wing change, able to keep going. And I see Ferguson's the pit lane as well. And that's for a front wing change and a set of soft tyres. Only soft runner now in the running order. So I don't really 100% see what PJ Khaled's plan is. He's going to try and go as long as he can on these hard tyres. I'm going to go for a set of softs at the end of the race. could be a perfectly viable strategy for the drivers who are who stayed out on hard tyres. Those drivers being PJ, Alvar, Sniper Hunter, and potentially JB as well. He's already made his first stop of the race. So only PJ Khaled is yet to make a stop. We're waiting now for the order just to... Comes to the line now. We'll start lap number 8 of this Grand Prix, which, as I say, we're waiting for the order to get back together so we can get back to the restart. Maybe here for a couple of laps. Depends how long it takes Fergus to get back around. I reckon we get going on lap 9, I think. That's my guess. It could be lap 8, depending on how quickly the pack catcher. Sorry, yeah, we should be getting going on. Yeah, lap 9, maybe lap 10. So PJ Khaled there, he's the big name up now, up in second place. Not quite sure what his deal is, choosing to stay out on the track when everyone else is pitted. The majority of drivers have come into the pits. So we have those hard tyre runners who stayed out. Lucky Lambert's gained in third place there. Sergio Landler's lost out. He's now in fourth. That should be a net third once PJ pits, which will be later on in the Grand Prix. That under the safety car. If he wanted to put under the safety car, he would have come in on this lap just gone. So things aren't looking good now for Landlord. 25 points for Blaze, 26. Bradley Starr's fastest lap. Yes, he does. 26 points. So it'll be 14 points that have been lost from Landlord to Blaze. So there'll be 6 points between them when we go to the next race in Canada, should things stay how they are. The gap will be 9 points if Blaze keeps fast as that, but Landlord takes away third. Fergus still making his way around. Can he potentially make it for a restart? He might just get away with it, potentially. Very late on the mark. I'm thinking we'll go around for another lap. Yep, the package have been slowed down for some reason. There's a big gap now between Courtney Goblin and Touch Me Pope, which is open up, so we'll definitely go for another lap now. So we're going to get back underway on lap number 10. So as it stands then, we've got 27 laps to go in this race. Sorry, excuse me. We've got 17 laps to go in this race. As my maths briefly fails me. Blaze in the lead then. Be interested to see how he handles the restart. But it'll also be interesting, as I keep saying, to see how PJ Khaled does on those hard tyres which have seen better days. Like at the start of the Grand Prix when they were running into turn 1. Will Lando try and go aggressive and get that place back? We'll have to see. And of course, got to look at the drivers who are just outside the points. Who didn't have the best qualifying. One of them being Touch with Hope, who definitely believes that they need to, that Codemasters need to fix the game in some way. We're getting the message to go in just a moment. And there it is, safety car in this lap. How will Blaze handle this restart. He's got to handle it in a way that he'll come away with the lead and hopefully not lose too much time to his championship rival. He's trying to gain points on here. As it stands, Alpine will extend their lead to over 100 points in the Constructors' Championship as expected from tonight. But he's backing them all up here. Going to keep an eye on Landlord, see what he tries to do in the heated battle here on the restart. Should be very, very entertaining if Ericsson leaves the session. When will Blaze choose to go? He has control. I want to wait until PJ's right back up behind him. And there he goes. And PJ's followed him right through. So those two left him for dead, left the rest pack for dead on the restart. Down to turn 1. Landlord trying around the outside. Lucky Lambert, he gets the job done already. Out of the first corner. Curtis Shepherd passing. Or briefly passing to Pope and Alvar by the looks of things. Zach Sherman goes wide. That's a huge collision. That's Salve Landlord who's involved. Huge kerfuffle there at turn number 2. And Landlord may have got a piece of that. I thought I briefly saw him in it. No safety car, surprisingly. But Pope out of the race. What on earth happened there? Blaze now with a 1.5 second lead over PJ in second. Now Zach Sherman back up into 3rd place. Lucky Lambert 4th. Landlord now 5th. So he's lost an extra place. That gap now closing even more as it stands. And Pope now our 3rd retiree from this race. Now Blaze must be loving this here. He's already got away to a decent advantage. 2.3 seconds now between him and the Hash just behind in 2nd place. And Zach Sherman about an equal distance back in 3rd. Lucky Lambert less than a second back in 4th place. And Salve Lambert again within DRS range. But DRS won't be activated for another lap and a half. Fergus defending from JB here as they make their way through the 2nd sector towards the left-hander. And the safety car redeployed. And there's been another coming together, I believe. I'm not sure for who. But Alex, and this is a sight we've seen before. Alex has no front wing for the 2nd time in this Grand Prix and the safety car is back out. Sniper Hunter with the drive-through penalty for speeding under the safety car. He's gone over the Delta. And that's not what he'll want to do. We can't serve that until we get back underway again, if I'm not mistaken. Lucky Lambert now into the pit lane. So there's Sniper Hunter now out of the race as well. So he's calling it a day thanks to that drive through. A lot of cars into the pits here. And a range of different tyres. Lucky Lambert on soft tyres, BJ and Courtney Goblin also on soft. It's hard for Iwardi. And for Alvar it's set of softs. It's mediums for JB. Well, once again, the field is neutralised for the 2nd time in this race. So it's Sully Blaze who again leads. We're down to 16 cars in this race. Alex disconnects. Well, the order as it stands then. Blaze in the lead, PJ in 2nd, Zach Sherman 3rd, Salve Landlord up to 4th, Curtis Shepherd 5th, Che Oliver 6th, C110 P-Fan 7th, Ethan 8th. Has he got a front wing? Yeah, he does. Lucky Lambert in 9th, Fergus now up to the points in 10th, Alex 11th, BJ 12th, JB 13th, Courtney 14th, and it's the 2 Williams cars, Alvar and Wardy 16th and 15th respectively, so I got the order confused. $15 laps now to go in this race. And I should think we'll be getting going on lap number 13. This will be a relatively short safety car compared to the last one. Lucky Lambert now into the pits. He's taking the extra lap on top. He's given up track position. For now tyres, there'll be 1 lap pressure from those who came into the pits in the last lap, of which he was one of them. Fresh set hard tyres, which will last to the end without doubt. We'll be hoping to get to the end of this race without any more problems. Right, and so the 2 Williams cars, or plus Lucky Lambert, now catching up to the back of the pack, and we should get a restart this time. Safety car about to be given the message to come in from race control in a couple of corners time. And here we go then, safety car in this lap. So Blaze, I'm assuming he'll handle the restart again. However, will PJ Khaled be able to keep with him as well? You could argue he knows what Blaze will do now, which means the Alpine Mavs change it up if he wants to hold on to the top spot on this restart. I don't see how PJ could challenge him. Short of a terrible run for Blaze into turn 1. In terms of that Drivers' Championship, it's still... Well, the gap's gone back up a little bit thanks to Lando being back up into 4th place. And when will Blaze go? Will he go the same place as last time? And this thing's really left him for dead. He couldn't open the door for Zach Sherman to go for 2nd into turn 1. Blaze gets away. Lap 13 begins. We're nearing the halfway point. Zach Sherman into turn 1. He gets the drop on PJ Khaled. Moves up into 3rd place. And there's contact in the back. And that was the McLaren of Fergus. A miracle across the nose of JB there. Tail passing PJ Khaled, who's dropping back through the order now. Like a fly, but that's just been swatted. That was a terrible analogy anyway. Fan looking for it. BJ and Ethan going at it side by side into turn number 3. And Salvin Landlord's out of the race. And there goes the championship leader out of the Grand Prix. And this is absolutely disastrous for the Alpine, who's coming to this one with a dominant... We came into Monaco last week with a dominant points advantage, which is going to be wiped out now within 2 races. And should Blaze emerge from this chaos with victory over the second half of the race, he will find himself 6 points clear of his teammate and opponent in the top, at the top of the championship. And this could be a huge turning point in the first half of this season. All Blaze has to do now is just bring it home. Yellow flag, sector 2, and that's more collisions. Fergus around for the 2nd time in 1 lap. And the carnage in this Grand Prix is undescribable at this stage. 5 cars now out. BJ passing his teammate Fan for 6th there. Did the AlphaTauri man let him through? And there goes Ethan behind them. That's a horrible looking crash there on the exit of the penultimate corner. And for the 3rd time in the first half of this race, the safety car is out again. Unbelievable scenes here in Baku. And they call them street fighters for a reason. PJ Khaled now taking the opportunity to go onto a set of mediums, and that's a double stack holding up Alex there, who needs a front wing change and a fresh set of soft tyres on the car. No, excuse me, that's a worn set he's putting back on. So is he banging on perhaps another safety car? Oh, there goes Iwardy very briefly almost losing it there in the exit the pit lane at turn 1. Blaze now in the lead. Still since the start. Zach Sherman now second, thanks to PJ pitting. Up in 9th. So things haven't gone too badly for the Hash Driver, to be fair. He's now got fresher tyres than all of those in front of him. He's the only driver on completely fresh tyres as it stands. And I think we'll be going back to racing on lap 16, perhaps, maybe lap 17, failing that. But this has been an absolute disaster for 6 the drivers on the track today. Paris, Ericsson, Pope, Sniper Hunter, Landlord and Ethan also out of the race as well. Now, that's the double retirement for the Red Bulls for the second time in 2 weeks. 8th in the championship. And if any more drivers retire, there could be at risk of potentially dropping places to Williams. And maybe Aston Martin should Zach Sherman come away with a victory. It's all still to play for at the bottom of the table, as little as there is at the top. So Blaze now for the second time this week, for the second time in 2 weeks, leads throughout an entire Grand Prix so far. And will be catching the safety car, the Aston Martin Vantage machine, to follow it round, and we should get going maybe on this lap, potentially on the lap after, who knows. Zach Sherman's been doing a brilliant job today. He's gone largely under the radar so far, at least in terms of avoiding these incidents. He hasn't been involved in too many of them. Both Blaze and Zach Sherman managed to keep their nose clean. It goes the same for Curtis, Cheolua, Fan, if you will. A lot of these drivers who struggled earlier on in the race now are further up in the order. Courtney Gobbins gained 14 places. He started dead last. He's out to 6th. And Curtis Shepherd has gained 12. So he's doing just as well. He started from 15th. Courtney Gobbins now gains 15th. Now, yep, he's up to 6th place now. I'm not sure if I'm having to C110P family. He's dropped back. It was Courtney Gobbins. Ah! And there it is. He's disconnected from the session. Hopefully for him to be able to reconnect for the restart, which could be in a lap or so for all we know. I doubt they'll give the message to go now. We've still got 5 cars who are catching up to the back of the pack. Got just over 11 laps to go now in this Grand Prix. But still, Salve Lano out of the race. And that is very, very unfortunate for the championship leader, it has to be said. His lead in the championship has now been cut to ribbons here on the street circuits of Monaco and Baku. And it's Salve Blaze, who, should he finish this race in first, will leave with the lead of the championship. All he needs to do is win the race now. Should he finish in second place, even with the fastest lap, he'll be 1 point off. It all comes down to how he handles himself over the final 10 laps of this Grand Prix. And what has been painful for some, and not so painful for others. Lap 16 now this race. We're down to just 14 cars in the Grand Prix. Fergus will be the last of the cars to catch up. Been a long evening of racing so far. And Blaze being in control every moment of it. From when he took provisional pole, to then being given pole positions, surviving the first start, surviving the second one, and building a lead each and every time. He's nailed the restarts. And this will be the 3rd restart yesterday, or the 4th if you count the second start off the red flag. Oh, and there goes one of the McLaren. I briefly saw Cheolua losing it there. He's okay. Got away with it nice and easy. Blaze moving more, try getting those hard tyres warm at this point. In terms of tyres, no one on a fresh set anymore. You could argue Alex on a fresh set, maybe even PJ Coward. I mean, a lot of these guys on no one's been on tyres that have gone any more than 10 laps into this race. We've seen at least one stop from every single driver. The safety car's coming in this lap. And how will Blaze handle this one? Let's keep an eye on him. He has control once again for this restart. Can Zach Sherman do any better? He took a place off of PJ in the last restart. Blaze once again in control. Can he work his same magic on the Aston Martin behind? Getting mighty close now. When does he go? There he goes. But it's not quite the start he might have wanted. He hasn't built much of a lead as he might have liked. Alex going, he's already gained 2 places before turn 1. Everyone gets through unscathed. What about turn 2? That's where we saw the chaos unfold earlier on. Side by side between Lucky Lambert and BJ. The Alpha Male gets the edge that time. Blaze trying to get away. Curtis Shepard now up in 3rd place. Opportunity to finish on the podium for Mercedes. Alex now passing Iwardy. 2 Williams cars have spent at least this race on the fringes of the points, sitting just 9th in the championship as it stands. These races have been so unpredictable that every team has scored over 20 points so far. Blaze now getting away, using that battery to his advantage. He's got 8/10 over Zach Sherman in 2nd place. He's now more focused on defending 2nd from Curtis than he is from potentially chasing the race leader. We'll need Blaze to push himself as much as he can until he makes a mistake. And Wardy there got a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Interestingly, of everything that's gone tonight, that's the first time we've seen someone receive a time penalty for track limits. Which is something you rarely see on a street circuit. Shea Oliver now looking for that final place on the rostrum down the main straight. And again, lap number 18 now this race. As I come towards the line, Blaze crossing it. Shea Oliver's got his nose inside. Curtis has no choice but to give him room. Goes a bit wide there, went a bit too deep. And that's going to allow Oliver inside. Shea Oliver now up into 3rd place. 2 cars on the pits. It's Alvar and Iwardy. The 2 Williams cars. There's be a double stack. Wardy has slowed himself down though in a very smart decision. And they might have actually just pulled this off. Very nicely indeed. Front wing change required for Wardy. Yellow sector 1. Who is that for? And that's Curtis, who's had an incident of some kind. And that puts him from outside of the podium places to down to outside of the points. And Connie Goblin, who, if I'm not mistaken, started dead last, now up into 3rd place. Should the 2 in front of him retire, that would be a very unlikely scenario. Last to first victory. Something that, to my knowledge, is very, very rare in league racing. People attempt it, but very rarely does it actually happen. Yellow flag, sector 2. Who's that for? And that's for Fergus, who once again spins out. Blaze still in complete control. He's pulling a gap of 2 seconds now. Connie Goblin, I think, will want to hold on for that podium finish. But Shea Oliver, C110P fan, JB, they're not going to make it easy for him. Shea Oliver's going to go for it now, even with that the DRS has got enough for Toad and his main straight to stand a chance. And DRS now enabled, that'll be the message he wants to see. BJ and Curtis now battling for the last space in the points. And DRS now back online for them. Oh, and there's got a stunner! And that's Lucky Lambert, who's made contact with Curtis Shepard. Lucky Lambert now with no front wing. He's got to drive the rest of the lap without one. And that should be his chances of points finish over, short of another safety car. Shea Oliver still there behind Courtney Goblin, who's looking for that third place finish. Fergus passing, Lockie Lambert now. And Fergus almost spinning off again there. And the two Williams cars fall up a good 10-25 seconds behind. 7 more laps for Selway Blaze. Absolutely dominated this race today. He's survived through all the safety car restarts. He's going to come away with the victory and what will be the championship lead should he hold on for the next 7 laps. Zach Sherman on course for a podium finish for Aston Martin to move them off the bottom of the table, hopefully. 18 points will be enough to just move them clear of Williams, if my math serves me correctly. 17 points between them. Courtney Goblin down the main straight, being challenged by Shea Oliver now for 3rd place. He's got the DRS, and Courtney Goblin's got no chance defending against that. Into turn 1, it's the McLaren who emerges in front. We have the 2 Haas cars now, who both of them now, after all the chaos they've been through today, back inside the points. They currently run 4th in the Constructors' Championship, and that'll be 3rd, providing they can finish the job here. Both Alfa Romeos outside of the points. But will they go for more? Oh, Alex overshoots it there. Holds on to it, but P just come around the outside now. The pair side by side. Oh, a little bit of contact between the two of them. But for the most part, both can get off onto gate. Lucky Lambert enters the finally back to the pits now for that front wing change and a fresh set of soft tyres. Is it a fresh set? It is. Now, Courtney Goblin's soft tyres might just be reaching the end of their life here. He's done 9 laps alone right now. C110P fans will be looking to try and pounce and take away 4th place. Alex looking to try and pass JB now. And BJ trying to close back in. JB will not be too pleased with the sight of 2 Haas machines in his rearview mirror. Down the main straight they come. DRS deployed, and there goes Alex, flying by into the first corner. And T110P fan passing Courtney Goblin now. Could try a switchback though. Fan didn't get the best of exits. And Courtney Goblin could stick his nose inside into turn 2, no chance. Everyone in the top 4 on hard tyres as it stands. Blaze now 5 seconds over Zach Sherman on course for an easy victory, his 2nd in a row. Unless I'm much mistaken. After his retirement in Spain, he's really helped to close that gap for himself. And now it's been a good couple of weeks since the last time someone other than Selway Blaze led a lap in RDL competition. As Alex now passes Courtney Goblin. Ferrari no doubt dropping back here in these late stages. As I said, those soft tyres are just about reaching their points off the cliff. Oh, there's contact! I think someone might have damage in some way. Yes, it is C110P fan who's lost his whole front wing there. And that'll be the end of his chance of scoring points. Yellow flag, sector 2, who's that? Oh, and that is C110P fan. Yep, who's gone off the track. But not off the track, he's gone into the wall. With no front wing to lose though. No more damage sustained. It's lucky to be able to keep going. Albeit out of the points and with no chance of scoring them. Short of a late race safety car. Blaze now with a 7.5 second advantage as he begins lap number 22. PJ Callard now passing Courtney Goblin. He's got to come into the pit lane here for a fresh set of tyres, regardless of what ones they are. Preferably soft for them. I think those are soft tyres he's gone onto. Yes, they are. He's away. Now, does he have a chance at scoring points? Alvar will just get out in front of him. He's also on soft. Plays now 8.6 seconds. Che Oliver closing in on Zach Sherman. Within DRS range. That'll be enough for him to try and take second down the main straight if he can stay close for that long. Look how long these guys have been going now on these hard tyres. 15 laps. I shouldn't think they'd last too much longer. Yellow flag, and that is once again that's well, no, that was Curtis this time. Well, fair enough. Around goes Mercedes. Courtney Golan has a chance to get back up into the points now on those soft tyres. And take 1 point away for Ferrari to get away. It won't be enough to stop McLaren, I don't think. Taking away second away fifth in the championship. I mean, that's what he's gone around as well. The exact same corner. Blaze now lap 23. 4 more laps to go for him. 9 seconds the advantage. Che Oliver still not quite past Zach Sherman in second place. Alex will be closing in on them now. Bit by bit, although his soft's also going off the cliff. That's the Martin driver using enough of his energy to stay in front. JB all over the back of BJ. Try to that 5 times fast. This player's now leaves the session. He's disconnected. And that could be a problem for the race leader. Who will be left to AI, who I believe are actually slower than the actual player in this case. It shouldn't be too much issue. He's got a 9.5 second lead for a reason. So I think Zach Sherman's more concerned with fending off the McLaren behind him the next 3.5 laps. An entertaining race to spin, and no matter how disastrous as Wardy gets away from this pit box. Blaze on course of victory. Che Oliver closing in on Zach Sherman, a rate of knots this time. But Zach's defending the outside, so defending the inside for turn 1, and Che Oliver has to go around the long way. And the Aston Martin just about keeps it in front. You best believe Che Oliver will come back at him for turn 3, unless the Aston Martin doesn't get a very good exit. Unless he gets a good exit, which he has. He's got away quite well. He's low on he's low on energy, and Che Oliver's got his and plenty of DRS to boot. Yellow sector 1, and that is Fergus once again. This time I get it right. Fergus around and now out of the points. However, he'll have DRS in order to keep with his power. Keep an eye on Courtney Golan. He'll be no doubt passing Courtesy on those 17 lap old mediums. How has he kept them going for this long? They should be falling off the cliff at this stage, and they are. Courtney around the outside. Couldn't quite keep it off the wall, but now keeps it in front of the Mercedes. There is Che Oliver once again, who's still right there. He's dropping back a little bit now from Zach Sherman. Those hard times. Oh, a bit of a mistake there from the Aston Martin. That's going to allow the McLaren around the outside. Not quite. Blaze now up. Just 2 more laps left to go. Keep an eye on this fight for second place. And this small pack of cars here. DRS about to come back into play for the McLaren down the main straight. He should have a brilliant chance of taking away second place this time. Zach Sherman using the last slivers of his ERS, sorry. As Chandler goes back around the outside, this time he could be in front of turn 1, no chance. He's going to try a switch back here. Good exit, and it might just work into turn 2. Bit of contact between them. He's locked up the tyres there, not very nice. Bit of contact, so Sherman hits him on the way past. I doubt he's very happy with that. Chandler doing his talking on the track here, going to look to the outside, get himself late on the brakes. Not quite. Curtis Shepherd defending from Fergus now. What will be the final championship point on offer. And all this while Blaze streaks towards victory for the second time in 2 weeks. Yellow flag. And that is Fergus around once again. And there's contact. There's Lockie Lambert out of the race. And Fergus very backed up into Fan as well. And that will bring us down to just 13 cars in this race. While Blaze heads on to the final lap. And now Oliver's got past Zach Sherman. But it's not over yet. Because now this time the Aston Martin's on with DRS, but he's losing it. Oh, and there goes Che Oliver, has lost a bit of his front wing. Excuse me. And now he has to try and drive the final lap with an end plate missing. And the rampant Zach Sherman charging at him for turn 1. And Zach Sherman's going to try the switchback treatment now on the same driver who put it on him just a lap ago. And look at the two Haas cars now up into P4 and P5. Oliver just about holding on. Zach Sherman now down to 3rd place. Oliver though hits the wall. Bit skiddy there for Zach Sherman. He's trying around the outside here. Poor idea. And now PJ Caleb with no front wing at all. But he's going to try and finish the race in 4th. Well, Alex holds off BJ. I'm not sure if Blaze knows the chaos is going on a good 19 seconds behind him. Look at the lead he's built. It's quite spectacular. But he's on course to take his 2nd straight victory. Charles staying in front. Zach Sherman's going to need all he's got here. And there's contact in the castle section. Alex around. JB carries on. BJ carries on. And Blaze now carrying on towards the flag. A full 20 seconds clear. Alex gets hit with a time penalty for a collision with Alvar. As Blaze now comes to the line. Take his 2nd win in 2 weeks. He wins here in Baku. It's not over yet for 2nd place. Zach Sherman just 2 tenths behind. Oliver's got to lift here. And this is it. The race to the line. This is where it all counts. Zach Sherman, that DRS in the toe could help him. Towards the line, it's going to be close. Zach Sherman gets in front of the line. And PJ Callow finishes in 4th place there. With no front wing on the car. Spectacular race. Especially, it's very chaotic. Sammy Blaze wins it. And now takes the lead of the championship. A spectacular battle here between Zach Sherman and Che Oliver. Both of them seeming pleased with it. They're very, very proud of the battle they've had. It's very entertaining for us to watch. In the end, it's a good thing that there's a podium position left for both of them. PJ Calvin, no front wing over the line in 4th. BJ also no front wing in 5th place. JB 6th. Alvar 7th. Fan in 8th. Cotty Goblin 9th. And Curtis Shepherd in 10th. Fergus 11th. And Wardy will come to the line in 12th. Well, that's the end of it. A stream that went on for a bit longer than usual. A red flag, 3 safety cars, Only 12 drivers, I believe, actually finished the race. A late battle for the final podium places, while the leader builds a huge lead of 20 seconds. The championship leader crashes. We have a new championship leader. It's been all over the place here tonight in Baku. And it's all ending with Salve Blaze on top. With Zach Show in second and Chairliver third. After a very entertaining battle for second place. Blaze on top then, here in Baku. So there it is then. One more time before we go to the top 10. Blaze wins the race, Zach Show in second, Chairliver third. Look how close it was between those two. It's a 10th separation, less than a 10th at the end of it. PJ Callum 4th in the end. BJ in 5th, JB 6th, Alvar 7th, C1 P-Fan 8th, Connie Goblin 9th, and Curtis Shepherd in 10th. It's Ferguson 11th, Wardy 12th, Alex 13th, Lucky Lambert 14th, Ethan 15th, Landlord 16th, losing the lead of the championship. He's now just, I believe he's 6 points back. Snipe Island to 17th, Pope 18th, Ericsson 19th, and Paris in 20th. Another poor day for Red Bull. So with that, you guys, that is the end of the stream here. For this RDR race, I do hope you enjoyed it. It's been very entertaining to watch from start to finish. I've had a bit of a cold, so I'll try my best to get through it. I hope you guys weren't too displeased with how I got on. But until next week, then we'll be for round number 9 of the championship. We'll be back here for Canada, same time next week, same place on the Zach RC channel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Until then, you guys, once again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.